Title: Wife went on a girls' trip and contracts STD and ends up in hospital after infidelity with her best friend's husband is exposed. Start: I knew something was wrong the moment she came back from that so-called girls' trip. Her smile was rehearsed, her touch felt foreign, and when I leaned in close, I smelled guilt, thick, sour, unwashed. The hospital confirmed what my instincts already knew. She had contracted an STD, not some dormant disease, but fresh, new, a stain that wasn't mine. She cried when the doctor explained. I didn't. I sat still, hands folded, watching her unravel. Every sob was a confession. Every glance away was a signature on her guilt. And when she whispered, "Please don't leave me," I finally understood the depth of her betrayal. She wasn't just unfaithful, she was reckless enough to drag me into her filth. We had been together 10 years. I gave her loyalty, trust, and the kind of love that doesn't come easy. I built her a life, brick by brick, paycheck by paycheck. I carried her through her insecurities, her failures, her storms. Her best friend, Marissa, was practically family. We celebrated holidays together, laughed over cheap wine, swapped secrets across the dinner table. Her husband, Darren, was always around too. A simple man, forgettable, the type I never considered a threat. Funny, isn't it, how betrayal doesn't come from strangers. It always comes from the people closest enough to touch you while they twist the knife. The first clue came in fragments. She texted less while on the trip. Short replies, no pictures with her friends, no late-night calls. When she got home, she avoided intimacy, excuses, fatigue, headaches. But her phone was louder than her silence. I saw Darren's name flash on her screen one night, a message deleted before I could read it. That was enough. Suspicion became certainty when I installed a recovery app and pulled every deleted file. What I saw stripped the last thread of innocence she had left. Photos, messages, hotel receipts. My wife, her best friend's husband, together in rooms that reeked of betrayal. She thought she was clever. She thought she could erase her sins. But sins have a way of engraving themselves into hard drives and memory cards. Pain sharpened me. I didn't shout. I didn't confront. Rage is sloppy. I chose precision. I started by making copies of everything: messages, photos, medical records. I placed them neatly into labeled folders, one digital, one physical. Insurance. I visited a lawyer under the pretense of estate planning. Quietly, I shifted assets, rerouted finances, closed shared accounts. When the time came, she would have nothing but debt and memories. Meanwhile, I kept my mask intact. I kissed her forehead, made dinner, laughed at her lies. She thought she was safe in my silence. That was my weapon, silence. Revenge isn't a single strike, it's a symphony, each note building to the final crescendo. My first move was small. I told Marissa. Not directly, subtlety is more satisfying. I sent her an anonymous package with printed photos. No words, no explanation, just truth in ink. 2 days later, Marissa stormed into our house unannounced. Her screams filled the air, clawing at my wife. Darren's name spat like poison. My wife broke down, sobbing, begging. I stayed in the background, calm, watching one world collapse. That was only Act 1. Next, I played my legal hand. I filed for divorce, citing adultery, armed with irrefutable proof. In our state, that meant she forfeited spousal support. My lawyer's smile told me everything. She was cornered, legally and financially. She tried to fight. She accused me of being cold, unloving, distant. Lies layered over lies. But truth was heavier. It crushed every excuse she threw. The final act was the reveal. I chose a crowded hospital room for it. She had been admitted for complications from her infection. Marissa was there too, silent, hollow-eyed from her own marriage crumbling. Darren didn't even show up. I walked in with a folder under my arm, calm, unshaken. I placed the papers, hospital records, photos, legal notices, on her bed. She looked up, her face pale, veins running fear through her skin. "Everyone knows," I said. My voice wasn't raised, but it cut sharper than any scream. "Marissa, the court, soon your family, your friends. You destroyed yourself, and I just handed you the mirror." She reached for me, shaking, but I stepped back. I wanted her to feel the void, to see the distance she created. Her sobs filled the sterile room. Desperation clawed at her throat. Marissa turned her face away. The nurses whispered. And for the first time, I felt peace. In the weeks that followed, her life unraveled. Darren left her. Marissa cut her off. She lost her job when rumors spread through the office. The woman who once stood on the pedestal I built was now crawling through the rubble of her own making. And me? I walked away clean. My finances secured, my reputation intact, my conscience lighter than it had been in years. I don't believe in second chances for betrayal. Love is sacred. Trust is sacred. She shattered both with the recklessness of a child playing with fire. So I gave her flames. Now she burns alone. And I watch from the ashes, unscarred.